This is 5900 Wilshire on 100.3 The Sound, Southern California's classic rock. I'm Tina Mika with you, and we get a chance to talk to people who are doing positive things in the community. Right now, we're talking to David Cain from America's Healthy Kids, and he's the executive director. You've been doing this for several years now, almost a decade, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. You're working to give children a healthy future and a healthy now.
Yes.
And you've got a big project coming up in Hollywood, and I know you're going to be successful at it. But tell us a little more about America's Healthy Kids.
Sure. America's Healthy Kids actually started out 17 years ago as a kids TV show. I created a cartoon and I called it Buff Buddies, and I took it to Disney and I took it to Fox Family as a fitness program for kids. This is long before the words obesity were ever uttered. And then I got shelved for about 6 years because I was working as an actor at the time. And then 6 years after that, I said, you know what, I'm going to make that TV show and I'm going to start this whole thing. So I started in a field with a bag of balls with my daughter, who was 9, stood on the corner and handed out flyers by her school. And soon we had 30 kids running in the field. And then from that time, we built a center in La Cañada, and we ran that for 5 years there. And then we went to Valencia and created a thing called Drop and Shop, where the parents could drop their kids at the mall and they go shop, their kids get fitness, and that worked pretty good. And now Walmart and Target, we're in talks with both of those companies about the possibility of having centers in their stores, and also the possibility of them sponsoring large-scale events like the one we're going to do in Glendale in March. So that would be my goal, to be able to have these events where the entire community could come and participate in a great day of fun that's all about physical fitness and exercise. See, kids like to throw and climb and jump and run around.
They do.
And that's what we do.
You can get them away from their cell phones and doing exercise, because it's actually not exercise, it's fun. It's
correct.
It's play.
Bingo.
Yeah.
There's the magic word.
Yeah,
it's
this is
fun.
This
and
is
we
what kids
make
do.
it fun
That's
for
right.
them. And it's big and it's colorful and it's exciting and there's music and there's dancing, and it's really, really a great day. It's on our website, actually. We have a video of our event we did in La Cañada, and it's pretty spectacular. School fundraisers, this is a great way to raise money for your school. And that's our second goal, is to become the #1 school fundraiser in Southern California. That would be ideal for me, because, these poor little kids, they go out and they sell these candy bars, they sell these wrappers, they do all this work, and they don't get anything for it.
Right.
I'm like, well, wait a minute. You're going to get a big day of fun.
Yeah.
And, the truth of the matter is, these companies don't really give the schools all that much money. You'd be really surprised how little the schools get. We have an opportunity here come in March. We have an opportunity, if everything goes according to plan, the school can make $20,000 in one day.
That's a lot. And so for people to get involved now, how can they do that if they want to get involved in this now?
Well, if you want to have a school fundraiser, if you want to have a community-wide event, you just call me, 818-500-9800, or go to my website, www.ahkcausa.org. Check us out. Get in touch with me. Let's talk. Let's make this happen. The more people that get involved, the better off we're going to be. This is paramount that we get our children moving. It's absolutely paramount.
You must have seen successes over the years, many of them. Since you've been doing this for a while now, you've seen kids grow into teenagers. And
I have. You know what the funniest thing is? When you see them on the street and they see you and they hug you. And, it's this one kid, he's actually just went into the Army. His name is Daniel Slott, and he came up to me in, I'm going to say, June or July of this year, and I'm not kidding you. This kid looked at me, and he said to me, "You saved my life."
That is great. Absolute success. Can we talk about the center here coming
that's
to
pretty
Los
exciting.
Angeles? You're working with the mayor?
I am. I'm working with the mayor's office.
Yeah.
There's a lovely lady down there named Allison Becker, who's in charge of the Promise Zone funding, and I have a meeting with her, and we're going to sit down and find out if we can get this done. I've met with the councilman, Mitch O'Farrell's office. Guys are great over there. I've spoken with the other councilman, Tom LaBonge. He's really great guy. He's just like, let's do this. And I'm like, yes, sir, let's do this. It's a process, and I'm on the treadmill, let's put it that way.
It's a go. Yeah, you're on the treadmill.
Let's hope it's a go.
You got those.
I'm ready to go.
Those exercise puns. That's pretty good.
It's true, though.
Well, because you've been doing this for a long time on the treadmill.
The good news is everybody's favorable to it. So if that's the case, then I can't see why we can't get it done. And this would be a center for low-income children where they could come. And if I have my way, it will be a free place for them.
So everyone has the same opportunity.
You know what? This is important.
Kids all should have the same opportunity to be exposed to this.
Exactly. The kid who can't afford to be in the soccer or on the baseball team, they need to have some place. And that was kind of my mindset here when I started this. I wanted this for every child, regardless of your physical condition, regardless of your athletic ability. I wanted it so that every kid could get in there and do something. Mm-hmm. And guess what? They did. I had a little boy come in. His name was Al. We used to call him Big Al because Big Al was literally big. I'm going to guess he was 10 or 11 years old. I think he was 220 pounds. He was about 4'8". He was huge. And Big Al, a lot he couldn't do. Couldn't run, couldn't do the push-ups, couldn't do the jumping jacks, couldn't do any of the real physical activities. But we found out over the course of a summer, as he'd lost 26 pounds over that 6-week period, that Big Al was the best boxer.
Nice.
No one could ever hurt him or touch him. And we also found out that he was literally like the strongest guy in the place.
Yeah.
You know how they have the strong man at the bottom of the pyramid? That was Al. He'd stood there and he'd let these kids go up on him. Yeah. And you know what? I tell you, that raised that child's self-esteem so much, and he was just...
That was his niche,
Exactly.
That was something that he could do really well.
My point is, if you leave it open, every child will find something they're good at. And that's the key to this whole thing. We need to make every kid say, I'm good at something. Mm-hmm. That's important.
Because they all are. It's true. I like how you say it's all fun and games, because that's the idea.
It is all fun and games.
It's all fun and games, and it's about what you feel like you want to do, what you excel in. For him, he was the strong man. So.
And the best boxer. And the cool part is he literally lost 26 pounds over the course of a summer.
Wow, that is life-saving. 26 pounds. Yeah. It keeps you away from diabetes and everything else.
Yeah.
And so, you've got dodgeball, you've got kickball, you've got sack races, soccer, volleyball.
Freeze dance.
And then you have Radio Disney involved.
Yeah,
is that right?
We've been trying for a while now to have this big citywide event.
Mm-hmm.
I like a big event where I always think in large numbers. So I'm thinking, 1 million people come to this event, 100,000 people, 200,000 people, whatever. And, part of our programming was that we wanted to have Radio Disney down there because clearly, they have all the kids listening. So if you get to the people that have the kids' ear, then we will have a successful event. And that is coming. That's down the road. I just had to back up a little bit and just take little baby steps here, and we'll eventually get to where we're going.
Yeah, that's how it happens sometimes in steps. Everything doesn't happen all at once. But so you've got that happening, and the Glendale games?
Yeah, that's the games we created for the school district in Glendale. I'd like to eventually see these big events that we do on a regular basis at schools, where school can compete with school and grade can compete with grade. Let's put it this way. You have the Olympic Games, but only for a handful of people.
Right.
We need to have the games that every child can compete in. Mm-hmm. Again, we hark back to the Big Al story, where every child can find their niche. You may not be the fastest runner, but you may be the best climber. You may not be the best climber, but you can throw the ball farther than anybody else, et cetera, et cetera.
All kids should be able to be involved in the games.
Exactly.
And not have to be super professionals, be able to do gymnastics.
Right. But there aren't any.
Yeah.
There aren't any. So let's create them. If there's some great company out there, some wealthy businessman that wants to sit down and talk to me, I've got something here.
We have many of them here in
Los
Angeles, so I hope they're listening.
Well, this is a really good station. I'm not just telling you that. This is a really good station. I've been on it since day one.
Oh, good.
And it's just something that I really like.
We're glad to have you here.
Well, I'm glad to be
listening.
Here.
So
on both sides of the fence.
America's Healthy Kids, that's who you want to find. If you want to sponsor, if you want to donate, however you want to get involved. And the website?
AHKCAUSA.org.
You're helping within the schools, and you're also helping through the centers.
Correct.
Yes. How many schools do you work with?
We're just getting cooked up with this nonprofit side, so it's just now starting. So I've had flyers to every single school in the Glendale Unified, Burbank Unified, and La Cañada Unified so far. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm kind of a one-man band right now, so there's a lot to it. And we've met with 3 schools about events, and we've booked 1. So I think it's just a matter of time. I'm looking forward to that day on the 28th of March when we have that big lottery-looking check and say, we
Yes.
made $20,000 for this school this day.
Right.
Because I guarantee you there's nobody doing that. And then giving the kids a fun-filled day on top of it. And then the sidebar, which is really the most important thing, is they're having this huge, massive day of physical fitness. And that, to me, is the most important thing of all. And like I said, on our website, under the videos, we have a video of our event we did, the first one we ever did in La Cañada. We raised $10,000 for Canyon Country Little League about 3 years ago in one day.
Yeah, that's pretty darn impressive.
That was pretty good.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and this
overall, we've had 55,000 kids plus come through our program since we started. And again, it started literally in a field with a bag of balls.
55,000. That's a lot.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, a lot of lives
But
that
see,
you
we
helped
had
change.
we did after school programs, and then we did birthday parties on the weekends, and our birthday parties were off the hook. I mean, literally off the hook. We were booked, and so we had a lot of kids come through there, rolling through.
Are you still doing the birthday parties?
We will once we get a center back.
Got it.
It's
Okay,
just
so
too much to do mobily. You can't. It's just.
Yeah.
It's not feasible anymore.
but you will get that center. So we do
Oh
have one
yes,
coming.
I believe so.
And
One
so
way or the other. I'm not just saying this.
you're not taking no for
I'm
an
telling
answer.
you now, if I got to sell my house to do this, I'm selling my house to do this.
Well, and then there's a call out for funding right now. So this is it's going to be, and you want to be involved in this center. I mean, your business, or if you want to sponsor it somehow, or if you're a corporation, this is something you want to be involved in. It's America's Healthy Kids, and just helping so many children, helping to fight obesity, childhood obesity, and helping them live better. What else would you like to tell us about America's Healthy Kids?
If I have my way, we need to have, wherever there's a McDonald's, there needs to be America Healthy Kids Center.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
That is part of our issue that we're facing. You know, our the truth of the matter is, you know, our kids get absolutely bombarded from the day they're born into this nonsense, really.
It's true. We've got so much fast food and
everywhere,
processed food everywhere.
The real problem is, as income levels go down, obesity rates go up. And most people don't even know that, but that's an absolute fact of life. So the poorer you are, the higher chances of having an overweight or obese child on your hands. This is a vicious cycle we've got going on here, and this has to be broken.
You know what? It can be broken because it is a cycle, but it's not been going on for that long. It's
correct.
Been, right.
You hit the nail on the head. Didn't happen to our generation.
You're fighting. You're helping to fight this and helping to make change. That's important. It's key. And so anyone else that can help you, please get to David and America's Healthy Kids. You're very determined.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. David Cain, Executive Director of America's Healthy Kids. And then, of course, we have the Healthy Dads Challenge going on.
A great thing.
I'm glad you stopped by. You're in great shape, too, by the way. Just to let you know.
For an old dude, I'm doing okay.
He's in really good shape. You're a good example then for kids to see that, yes, here's why you should stay in shape, because you feel better, you look good. And thank you, David, for coming to 5900 Wilshire, the name of this show, and the home of 100.3 The Sound, Southern California's classic rock.